Hello. Sorry I had to do this using my PC camera, so the quality might not be that good. But all the same, I felt I should do this. Thoroughly exhausted, just came from work, but I just thought I'll do it anyway. Um, I just wanted to respond to a few comments and a few videos that were made in response to my video. It was just like so unexpected and probably triggered a lot of emotions that I really never thought would happen. I just wanted to say this thing that the way I made the video, maybe if there are any African Americans who felt like I'm saying they don't know things, look, that's not what I meant. Okay, what I was trying to say is that the media is quite okay, fine, it's quite unfortunate that I had to put it under why should African Americans call themselves African Americans, which is anyway something else. But I should have just put this under some other general topic, like the how the media portrays Africa in the Western world. Maybe it was gonna be, quite something else, like something totally different. I don't know. But anyway, what I was trying to say in my last video was that I wasn't trying to say that Africa is rich. Neither was I saying that Africa has no hunger, starvation, poverty, civil wars, ethnic wars, and all those kind of things. No. I wasn't trying to say that. What I was trying to say was that the media is only reporting the bad things about Africa. And this is not helping the African situation right now. Frankly speaking, I think it's further exacerbating the poverty that was already there, and that the same humanitarian organizations are trying to alleviate. So what happens in the end is that a lot of people are scared of visiting Africa because they think that Africa is inhabitable. They think you just landed in an airport and malaria, just walks up to you and goes like, got you. You thought you were hiding in the States. Welcome to Africa. Now I'm gonna go back with you to the States, or I'm gonna kill you right here in Africa. It's more like somebody thinks that the moment they get to Africa, they're gonna get all these diseases, and they're gonna get I don't know. They're gonna be in a terrible environment, horrible environment, with no basic necessities, with nothing. Absolutely, there are places like that in Africa, very desperate cases. And mind you, not only in Africa, although Africa comprises of most of the poorest countries in the world, like according to the World Bank statistics, the top 50 poorest countries, 27 of them are in Africa, and the other 23 are not in Africa. So when I said that you find poverty everywhere, I meant to say there are some countries which are as poor or even poorer than other African countries, but the media does not portray their image the way they portray Africa's image. And the reason why I was saying that is because I was so worried, because instead of alleviating poverty, they are further exacerbating poverty. Because in these most of African countries, or some African countries at least, their economies thrive on some of them agriculture, and some of them on tourism. And this the way that the African image is portrayed is actually scaring tourists away from Africa, right? And people don't want to visit Africa, and that's the only way we ever get a lot of foreign currency and a lot of like, well, it's one of the major ways Africa earns foreign currency, and that's being taken away from it. You ask somebody where they want to go for holiday, they tell you they want to go to the Caribbean, they tell you they want to go to whatever other country. Just because of what the images they're seeing on TV, they're afraid of visiting Africa. So I was trying to say that Africa is not all poor and dirty and uncivilized. There are good places in Africa that you can visit if you would like to. Okay, and I'm not a minister of tourism and hospitality or something here, but I'm just saying the humanitarian organizations and the media, what they're doing is they're trying to help Africa. They're trying to use one finger to block two outlets that are all letting out bad stuff. So the moment they stick the finger into this wall, something else is coming out of this hole. The moment they're trying to show the Western world how Africa, how bad things are in Africa, they're killing the tourism industry in Africa. And now the economies get worse, the governments can't help themselves, there's no foreign currency, the development that the humanitarian organizations are giving, most of it is not sustainable development. Most of it is just, they're just giving consumptive material, they're just giving clothes, they're giving food. And what do Africans do at the end of the day? They still have to look back and beg for more food and clothes from the West when the food and clothes, when the stuff runs out. So I was saying that there should be other ways, of course, of showing how poor Africa is. And we would love help from the West, definitely. Yeah, that's true. But we would also want something to help ourselves with. And if tourists come to see Africa, which is endowed with a lot of beauty, and that is true, and that is a fact anyway, then probably things might get better with time. But that's all I was trying to say. I wasn't trying to say that Africa is not poor. And if any African Americans feel offended out there, if you feel like I'm saying you don't know anything about Africa, or well, even if you don't know anything about Africa, I mean, like, you're not obliged to know everything about Africa. I mean, you got a choice. And who says you should know about Africa anyway? I mean, like, you guys, well, the only common thing that exists between us now is this skin color. If we walk side by side, I mean, like, yeah, we got the same skin color, but we don't have the same culture. We haven't been through the same things. We were brought up in different environments, in different social environments, in different everything. So why would somebody expect you guys to be African? It just doesn't make no sense to me. Just like I cannot live. I'm living in Asia right now, and by the way, I'm a humanitarian worker. That's why I'm here and not in Africa right now. That's why I'm worried about the image of Africa, because I work with poor countries, like, on a daily basis. That's my job, day in, day out. Okay, that's all I do. Follow how the GDP per capita, how the poverty datum lines, and how it's working. Calculate their HDIs, the Human Development Index, and stuff like that. That's all I ever do. Okay, I'm into humanitarian work, and I've got a heart for the poor people. I have a heart for Africa, which is my continent, and I have a heart for other nations also, which are poor. Central Asia, East Europe, everywhere. So that's what I was trying to say. It's not only Africa which is poor. And I just wanted people to know that you can visit Africa and be safe and stay in a good place and still leave Africa. A lot of people have done that, but I'm quite surprised a lot of African Americans don't really visit Africa. I don't know if it's because they just don't like to visit Africa, or they just have other places to visit. I mean, like, well, they don't really have to visit Africa. I'm not saying they should visit Africa, but it's just amazing that a lot of tourists that I met in Africa are white, and I don't meet a lot of African Americans in Africa. I met one or two people from the Caribbean. They were really nice, and we're still friends right now. Yeah. If there are Africans who behave in funny ways, or if there are Africans who want to lie to you and say there are no problems in Africa, or try to act more superior than African Americans, I mean, I don't really understand this whole thing, guys. I mean, I'm living in Asia right now. It's not easy to find a lot of black people around me, so when I see black people, anywhere, I stop and I go like, are you for real? That kind of thing. So it's like, I'm happy to see a black person, whether he's Caribbean, I'm not a racist, but I'm just saying that I get so excited when I see a black person. And most of the black people I know who live around my area, I mean, like, we go along so well. We're friends. I got one close friend of mine. She's African American. She's beautiful, and I love her. And we hang out a lot. Got another friend. She's from Barbados, and we hang out a lot. So I don't have problems with other people from different places. And we don't sit down and start comparing our continents. And I mean, like, my friend from the States doesn't sit down and say Africa is like this, and I go like, yeah, and in America there is this, that kind of thing. We don't even get time for that. We just hang out, we just have fun. So I don't quite understand how you guys probably don't get on so well in America. I can never understand it, because I'm not in the same situation. But all the same, where I am, seeing a black person is such a blessing. And when I see a black person, I definitely stop. I don't care where they come from. I definitely stop and talk to them, ask them where they're from, whether they speak English or they speak French. I just want to talk to them and just get to know, what are you doing in this part of the world? Like, there aren't a lot of black people here. We walk around and the Chinese look at us like, hey, what's on your skin? I mean, like, the kids look at us like we're painted or something. They wonder what's on our skins. Some of them have never seen black people before.